Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Thank you to everybody who's sending my best wishes and things and my bobs and stuff for my birthday. It's very lovely indeed. And I very much enjoyed my surprise. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I overdid it. Not alcohol-wise, just energy and stuff like that. And it's just like too much. We ended up going to Diddley Squat Farm, which was amazing. And some reason I thought it was further away than it actually turned out to be. It's one of those ones where it's like, oh, it's in the Cotswolds. That's miles away, and it's actually not surprising. Not, admittedly, it was an hour or so and a bit, and traffic jams and heat and all that malarkey. But really enjoyed it. Went to the pub as well and all that jazz, and it was just fun. It was just absolute fun, and I very much appreciate her indoors treating me to such adventures. But when I come back, when I come back, I've just been like out of it, like condition, health condition, blah blah blah. If you're new here, don't worry about it. I had an accident years ago, and it's just like you have to go with the flow with it. You know what I mean? But it's just wow. It really took it out of me, and I couldn't believe, and I was having a bit of an issue with the amount of people that were there as well. It's just phenomenal, and maybe because it was scorching weekend, maybe that could be it. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Because we've got a lovely, in fact, top of class. I'm going to say it, top of class question, because pretty much this is an exquisite example of the suck up sandwich that we are trying to foster on this channel. Let me give you an example. This is from Ford. Hello, Ford. Happy birthday, Mr. GG. Thank you very much. You handsome looking fella. You stalker, you. Oh, please keep it up. It's a modern world. Who cares? Flirting gets you everywhere on this channel. Flirting and bribery. Let's just be honest about it. Next week, there are some NHS reforms being announced. This has me wondering, what is the future of the NHS? Now, we covered a similar reading about this a couple of months ago. Oh, and by the way, because it is stalkingly hot, technical term, I've got the windows open and stuff like that. So if you hear neighbours and noises and stuff like that, I can only apologise. It's out of my control. So, I work within the NHS. Oh, insider. You and Lucy should get together. Our insiders of the NHS, our little spies, and give us all the data and gossip and stuff. Ford works within the NHS, and it often feels like it's crumbling. Several nurses, and not just Lucy, I'm just singling her out, but have mentioned that in the family and the village of Greatest Good Village. What do the cards say? Sending much love to you. Oh, here we go. And her indoors. Well, obviously, her indoors. Yeah, of course. Blah, blah, blah. Flat, flat. But mainly to me. Enjoy your surprise. Thank you very much indeed. It was lovely. It was very, very nice indeed. So, let's have a look here on the... what was it? What was the specifics? What is the future of the NHS? For the greatest good for all concerns. Thank you. Always be... Oh, there's a footnote there. Do you see it? All right. Always be appreciative. Yes. So, already I'm sweltering. So, let's have a look at this. 10 of Cups. Happily ever after. Okay. So, oh, sorry. I thought I pushed the button. Anyway. Let's have a look at these. And by the way, while I'm shuffling this, you too can suggest future readings, and I very much encourage it. Down in the comments down below of all videos, you can, suggestions, and then other people can thummy, like 2 or 3 people did for this one, and upvote them and stuff like that. So let's have a look at these. Future of the NHS for the greatest good. And for the new boys and girls as well, we'll do the foundation reading now. And then there's a bit of gossip, and then we'll do the outcome. Okay, so that is what we do. High Priestess. Oh. Your perception is very much crumbling apart. That's very much... What I'm getting is like, you are right. Okay? Page of Cups, flirting with ideas. Three of Cups. Ooh. That feels incestuous in some way. We may need to get the dinky deck out for that one. Three of Cups. Two of Wands. Plotting, planning, scheming. Notice how, because I always look at the pretty pictures, notice how the squirrel is looking across, kind of not necessarily backwards, but at the different, these feel like different groups of people. Walking people. High Priestess, that's you, buddy boy. Ford, that is very much kind of like you're crumbling apart, very much. You're in the zone, as it were, for that. Your perceptions are very much clear. Page of Cups feels as if I think it's within kind of NHS England or kind of like the health secretary, maybe. What's his face? West Streeting. It's very much. Everything's a possibility. Let's put it that way. Three of Cups feels like some sort of collaboration. I know it's the Three of Cups, but it feels like there's some sort of it feels like some sort of agenda there. It doesn't feel like privatization. I'll say that, but it does feel as if there's some form of, is backhander too strong? Possibly. Kind of like you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of energy. All right. Two of Cups, partnering up here. There's some sort of for the new boys and girls, we always look at the triangulation and what cards are touching what, right? So if we say that that's Ford and people similar to Ford inside the NHS, crumbling apart, that kind of thing, they're fingers on the pulse, as it were. finger on the pulse. So finger on the pulse here, flirting with ideas. There's some sort of working together. Yeah, there's some sort of working together here where I don't mean this is in a negative way, but it feels like there's a tit for tat, an exchange back and forth. Yeah, it's almost like a conversation. It's a bit. It's not the usual Two of Cups energy. Four of Wands. Happy home, 1111 card, make a wish. It's also in the centre of, with the footnote of the Ten of Cups here, happily ever after, happy home, celebrations, that kind of thing. That's pretty cool. What I'm concerned about is like West Streeting health office, whatever you want to call it, right? With this back scratching energy. It's almost as if he is drawn to this side rather than what this conversation is here with nurses and doctors and so on and so forth. King of Cups. That feels very odd as well. It's very weird. There's so many odd kind of energies here. King of Cups feels as if it's some kind of, I don't think it's a judge, but it's some kind of external, I'm just trying to think, it could be a tribunal maybe, or some kind of review of these plans here. There's some, but it doesn't feel like this person doesn't feel like it. As an example, it would be like a chairperson of a committee or something, but who's reviewing and kind of rubber stamping. But it doesn't feel like it's connected to West Streeting, and they don't feel like they're connected to this kind of incestuous energy here with the Three of Cups. But they are. Notice how the pretty pictures. looking at the proposals. So the conversations between West Streeting and nurses and doctors and so on and so forth. And this weird proposal here, oh, happily ever after, happy home, 11/11. It's going to be harmonious and brilliant and celebrations and all that kind of stuff from this kind of weird Three of Cups. But it feels like they've got not necessarily the final say, but they've definitely got influence of which path they go on. Eight of Swords, trapped. Unknown card. The unknown card is one of the 4 extra cards in this deck. So it's like leaning into this faith, having faith. And I feel like this is quite literal, because I keep joking on this channel that the NHS is the official religion of the United Kingdom. Everyone believes in it. They know it's screwed over because of management and overspending and all that kind of stuff. But no one blames the nurses, and no one blames the doctors, the frontline staff. It's all the ones behind closed doors that we don't see and all that kind of stuff, all on, it seems to be kind of like 70,000 plus each and all that kind of shenanigans. And I was actually, and I know this is kind of off tangent here, but what I find shocking, and I was reflecting on this before the reading, is that at no point, because if people don't know, there's a cap on the number of doctors they train per year. I think it's at, like, off the top of my head, I think it's about 8,000 a year. There's a huge lack of doctors in GPs and surgeries and NHS in general and all that kind of stuff. But the cap still remains 8,000 or so a year, right? So if you got, why would you just remove the cap, train more people, working people? Surely that would help the situation. But yeah, this eight of Swords here feels as if none of them have got the right answers. For some reason, there's like, that doesn't work. There's no other option. What are, it feels like there are no other options, but we're scrambling for other options. It's that kind of energy there. Last card, Knight of Swords, rushing in with truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity. This is rushing in. This is, this could be an investigation. This could be kind of a scandal. But whatever it is, it feels like it just knocks everything to side. But it does feel, unlike sometimes, or majority of the time, it's just like someone raising their head, kind of like saying something. This feels like a side swipe. This feels like a from nowhere. This kind of like this eruption of data and information and knowledge, and which kind of knocks everything else for 6. Overarching energy, got to make a choice, decision. Underlying energy, the King of Swords. The authority, truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity. This feels more like, based on this, another kind of legal kind of action. Feels similar energy to the King of Cups. Reviewing something. But being swords, it feels like it's connected to this. This feels as if it feels like a court case. It feels like some sort of huge exposure of some sort. Oh, hello. 5 of Cups slipped out here. Kind of spilt milk kind of thing. And it is it's skimmed past Star card. It like the regrets, the woulda, coulda, shouldas kind of energy. Captain Hindsight kind of energy, yeah? Oh, if we only done X, Y, and Z, then it would have been better, that kind of thing. Once again, feels like connected to this. So whatever plotting, planning, scheming, whatever kind of external kind of verification, kind of, it wouldn't be NHS England because that's been closed down, isn't it? But it's not Department of Health. It's something else, right? Reviewing the proposals here, whatever happens here, even though neither of them have a good solution, I'm not sorry. Or some reason they won't work. They're not compatible. It's a block. It's a cul-de-sac I'm seeing there. It doesn't go anywhere. This Knight of Swords just swipes everything, and it's just kind of. I'm seeing it as big as like a certain gang scandal. I'm seeing it as like it's like it's huge. It's and it all feels behind closed doors. It's not front line. It's this Three of Cups, whoever these Three of Cups are. Let me get some gossip here. And while I'm shuffling the prediction deck, please remember to oh, hello. Oh, that was a bit clunky. Come and join the Greatest Good Village, because it takes a village to support everybody. Please come and subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, like all the videos, because generally that helps out. Like, genuinely, it's amazing. Thank you for everybody who does that. Share them on other platforms and stuff like that. And become a Village Elite member. You get additional videos and stuff like that, especially my general vibe readings. It genuinely helps out the channel a lot. Especially when I have days where I just can't move. I just can't do anything. That kind of support genuinely helps out the channel so much. And I am so grateful for that support there. So let's... enough of the plugs. Go away, plugs. Let's have a look at this. Where's this going? What's going on here with the NHS? Right. Cut the deck. And as it gets in the way of my headphones, go away, headphone lead. Right. Winds of change. Blustering through here. Taken out. That feels very odd. There's a lot of odd energies here. There's some sort of military action. It keeps coming up a lot here. I feel like we're not going to get to the end of this purely because distractions from... because we've been saying it for quite some time now on the channel that Ukraine, Russia is just going to be used as an excuse for everything, to save the economy, to do this. Like, obviously, it's going to be framed in a way of, working people, we've got to support our friends Ukrainians, working people, and all that jazz. But really, it's how to balance the books, how to do this, that, and the other. This feels like this feels like management. There's some sort of exposure that is going to be covered under a rug kind of energy with this with the Ukraine war. Disclosure. This is that Knight of Swords energy. There's something here, and I'm trying to pick up on what specifically it is. But it's the Three of Cups, this insidious Controlled narrative, exactly. Notice how they're exactly what I was saying, touching the cards there. So while they're replacing this middle management, these trustees, these whatever, the bigwigs up the, with all their gold pension plans and all that jazz, right? Company car, blah blah blah. Who don't actually really, let's be honest, they're not actually doing what the NHS is set up to do. Yeah, they just sit in front of PowerPoint presentations all day. Well, I can gather. It's going to be distracted by Ukraine and Russia malarkey. We've got, defense, whacking people. Controlling the narrative. So even though there's this huge disclosure, this huge amount of data and information that like legally kind of shocking what on earth is going on, it's all going to be kind of hushed up as much as possible. Commercial airline, some people are going to get the hell out of here. Underlying energy, solution to the problem. Yeah, it feels like they go to the right parties. It's that kind of energy. We go to the right parties. We know the right people. It's kind of like, we'll not necessarily pay you off, but we'll let you go and happily ever after and blah, blah, blah. It's that kind of energy there. But this disclosure, it's interesting that he's in it's an investigation. It's like it's almost like Agent Mulder, Macintosh. For a second there, it looked as if it was like a doctor's lab coat kind of thing, kind of speaking out about it. But there's something here. You know what? Let's get the dinky deck out. I'm confuddled by this. Can we just to be nosy? Can we have a little bit more insight about this data drop, this leak, this information? Can we focus on what it is a little bit more, please? Can we focus on it a little bit more, please? This whatever this disclosure is, please. What they're going to be covering up. This disclosure, what they're covering up, please. Thank you. Talk amongst yourselves for a bit. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Well, there's the moon card covering it up in the darkness. Some sort of payment. Some sort of burden. This feels as if it can't be... It's something that they can't say. Oh, the Tories had like 14 years of the, they could have fixed this, whacking people. This goes back to kind of Blair. This goes back to kind of, this is something, it's similar. It feels like it's similar. I'm not saying it is, but it feels similar to how the NHS, the new buildings, they're still paying them off. Yeah, there's, I can't remember, everything's PPP something, isn't it? PPI, PPE, PP, all that. My throat is kind of collapsing again. But it's something to do with how they, like New Labour funded the building of all the new hospitals and so they're paying off the interest, they're paying off the debt. The money's not getting to the front line. It's there's something here similar to that. It's like that's really where all the money's going. Some sort of payments that's crippling the NHS and no one talks about it. It's that kind of exposure. It's that kind of kind of shenanigans. Right, let's go to the outcome now. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. But I am concerned that for months, military action has barely come out, right, at all. And like the last couple of weeks, it keeps coming out. And I'm, because it for me, if you haven't seen the previous readings, that symbolizes the emergency brake of through the desperation of number 10, Stuttering Starmer, Labour Party, that kind of thing, the higher echelons, as it were, kind of, you won't get rid of us because we're now in war. We've now got a war footing and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I think it was Friday, we were travelling. We were in the car at some point. It was on the Nyaus, where there's a lot of talk about nuclear weaponry and stuff like that going on. Kind of a mixed bag of data. And 1 minute it's, oh, no one needs to panic, but this, that, and the other. But then the new planes, F-35s or whatever they are, they're going to be nuclear capable, even though they don't fit on the ships at the moment, what I could gather. And then people, quite rightly, started questioning about, well, should people be building bunkers if this is the shenanigans and that kind of stuff, because they were going to do a report, which is going to take a year or so to kind of evaluate the, I think we even mentioned it on the channel about the protect and cover or whatever it was back in the 70s, before my time, 80s and that kind of thing. They're doing another one of them, and it's like, oh no, don't worry about building bunkers, you'll be absolutely fine and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, what mixed messaging, what is going on here? Maybe we should do a reading on it. Comment down below if you want to do a reading on that, because it just seems very odd. It's just very, very odd. Anyway, back to this. I was just covering while I was shuffling. I'm telling you all my secrets. That's what happened. So the outcome to this, that Ukraine is going to be used, disclosure to cover up the data, but it's about payments. There's some sort of a huge outgoing. It's like, don't talk about the elephant in the room kind of thing. Right. Ace of Cups. This feels like going back to its roots, the care of people. Yeah. Empress, surrounded by the fruits of her labour, her harvest. What does that really mean? That's in this instance, the NHS. It's the buildings, what they do own. The doctors, the nurses, the beds, the medications, all that kind of stuff. Okay, surrounding here. So it's like, how do we do the best care? Quite literally, which is the fundamental of the question, isn't it? King of Cups. It's this review guy down here. Whoever this external person is, once again, has come up, going back to basics. This feels like it's going back to basics in some way, shape, or form. Tower card. Three of Wands, seeing how far we've come. Trapped again. There's no easy answers. Five of Cups again. We had that. There is going to be huge, this feels like hacking of the service. Huge kind of seeing it from a different point of view. King of Pentacles. Oh, this feels like, and it isn't, but the essence of, right, stock markets, bankers, money make, there's money to be made here. I'm being focused on the Five of Cups. That's why I haven't moved on. There's something here where the choice is made, because I only learned this week that where was it? I was still in the car. When we listened to Question Time, Any Answers kind of thing on BBC Radio 4, mainly because it was one of the only signals we could get on the journey, which was very odd. So we happened to catch a bit of Question Time. I don't normally watch it, but it was a situation where a lot of Scottish people are going private because they can't. The waiting lists up there are supposedly horrific. There's allegedly what they were saying on Question Time, so I've only got that to go on. Something like 800,000 people are on a waiting list. And when the country's only got 5 million people, that's a phenomenal amount of people waiting. It's craziness. So then a lot of people are going on to going private, which is basically using the same doctors, just jumping the queue in somebody like right or wrong. I'm not getting involved, but it's a kerfuffle up there, is what I'm saying. But there is something here about officially. Certain things are done privately, certain things are done publicly. And that's what I'm kind of getting here. It's almost as if the Three of Cups here are, and I'm going to use this just as an example, please don't go too far into this, but for example, cancer care would be then done privately. Like brain surgery is done privately, and something else is done like heart transplants or whatever, done privately. And it's the rest here is what the NHS now focuses on. It's something to do with that, especially with the King of Pentacles here. And that's the final thing. And taking the leap of faith. There is something here. I'm not saying... I still think that this will be. It feels as if it's for us, you and me, still funded the same way. It's just leaning on Bupa and others more, yeah, and finding a solution that way. Overarching energy, Queen of Swords. Going back to this truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity coming in, rushing in. The King over here, the Queen. Queen is a bit more of a knee-jerk reactor. Cuts things out, bit cold, bit dry. But yeah, it's that kind of but they're worried as hell about this. They're worried about, is this really going to work or not? Which is understandable. So let's get the cartoon clarity to finish off here. It doesn't feel like we need the Kipper deck. Let's do the cartoon clarity. Yeah, it feels as if this is a fundamental change. But for some reason, it doesn't, whatever it is, it doesn't feel as if it tackles this issue. Where the money's really going, basically, for the NHS. I've been told 2 more times. I thought they were ready, but then I've been told 2 more times. Okay. Right. 2 more times. Cut the deck. Here we go. Right. Blessing. Oh, wow. This strategy plan. Yeah. Saving. Aid. Wow. So, responsibility, promise, everything's going to be okay. Stability. This could be truly the outcome here so far. Genuinely looks great. Suddenly, it feels great. Sorry, I'm picking up something. I'm just trying to tap into it. But I'm still getting pulled back to the Six of Pentacles. It's not going to fix the fundamentals of of this transactions, these kind of where the real money going. Yes, it's going to do savings. Yes, it's going to like the kindness, the aid here, helping people. It's really going to help a lot. But there's something here. There really are. There's something here that's like, and maybe if you do know what this is, please educate myself and the rest of the village down below. Because it feels as if whoever's on the take here still gets their cut as well. Yes, it's going to do savings. Yes, it can work with the private more. Yes, a different way of doing things and blah, blah, blah. And actually getting the healthcare that everyone deserves and all that stuff. Lovely. But it keeps the nest egg, is what I'm getting. There's something here that really... that really is... It's going back to that Three of Cups, insidious. There's some sort of... The other thing that, before we finish off here, is this Nine of Swords. This Nine of Swords feels very much as if it's a lack of communication. This is going to... There's some sort of slap down here. And this Nine of Swords, it's like everything that Labour Party seems to be doing at the moment is a lack of communication, a lack of... It's not even spin. It's just explaining it, you know? It's explaining a new business model to work, within the NHS. Because it genuinely feels as if it will benefit everybody. It's a better system. Like from day to day and from people funding it, it's like nothing changes. It's just a different building you go to kind of energy, right? That's all it feels like on the day to day. But it's like the sales pitch is screwed up so badly that I don't think it's going to happen, even though it's a blessing. It's going to do what needs to be done. The money goes to the right places, apart from this, whatever this is. But we'll soon find out, I'm sure. Anyway, we're going to leave this here for now. Once again, if you enjoyed this, please thumb me like. It generally helps out the channel. And subscribe and ding-a-ling and all that jazz. However, until next time, where we do these crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.